actually enjoy treating your customers like a piece of shit, because that's how I felt when I went to the Alamo Draft House. Okay? You know what? I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to text in your little crappy-ass theater. It was too f***ing dark in that place for me to find my seat, alright? I was using my phone as a flashlight to get to my f***ing seat. So excuse me for using my phone in USA, United States of America, where you are free to text in a theater. I was not aware that I couldn't text in your theater, all right? I've texted in all the other theaters in Austin, and no one ever gave a fuck about what I was doing on my fucking phone, all right? And it was on silent. It wasn't on loud. It wasn't bothering anybody. You guys obviously were being assholes to me, and I'm sure that's what you do, you know, to rip people off. You take my money, and then you throw me out. You know, I will never be coming back to your Alamo Draft House or whatever. I'd rather go to a regular theater where people are actually polite. And, you know, I'm going to tell everyone about how you are. And I'm pretty sure you guys are being on purpose. So thanks for making me feel like a customer. Thanks for taking my money.
Deadass. Serious, I would hate me too. Look at me. Think he the shit. This nigga don't even crease his Air Forces. What the f***? Shut the fuck up, you lying.
Phenom Radio is the home of the hottest indie music. Tune into the Phenom Radio Top 20 Countdown, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Raise a sharp hustle, rate your paws hustle, when the sun...
So many times I played the fool, man, he'll be low. I'm too fly to be sitting here lonely, feeling for the ride, wanna put it on me. When you get inside and when I grind it, I can't deny it, feels so exciting, deeper is no restart.
A better job, a better home, a better life. Who hasn't wished for these things? Worked for them, and sought a place where they had a better chance of becoming real. For generations, Brockton has welcomed those seeking something better. From those who came in search of opportunity to today's multicultural population that makes us the most diverse community in all of New England. Brockton is a place where homes are more affordable, communities closer, where a strong and talented workforce fuels the success of businesses big and small, and the vision of a more diverse and equitable America is being realized every day. It's where ideas take root, businesses grow, communities thrive, new beginnings unfold, and the promise of a better life is kept. Brockton, Massachusetts, where better begins.
Time to grow up. You got a problem with your self-esteem and ego. Oh, here we go again. It's time to grow up now.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection. Want to get out of here? To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out
Let's go.
and help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
Master Yoda I am. And listen you must to HulaZoom.com.
It's caught in the crossfire.
Merry Christmas, baby.
Merry Christmas, baby.
Did you get everything you wanted this year?
No, you didn't get a job, fool.
Bro, whatever you trying to sell, we good. We not trying to buy it.
Like you could afford it. Trina, when you gonna get rid of this dude?
Who are you?
Well, I'm the ghost of Christmas Get Your Together. And Trina, this is your intervention, girl. Ladies, let's get it.
He's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum. Girl, we need to talk. Your man is a bum. This may come as a shock. Your man is a bum. Put his number on lock. Your man is a bum. This really needs to stop. Your man is a bum. Man is a bum. Man is a bum. Your love will surely flop. Don't be dumb. Your man is a bum.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know, but you gotta get out by the end of this week.
Hold on, wait. So we're not finna talk about what just happened?
Look, you need to get your... You ain't got time. You need to get to packing.
Hold on, wait. You do know it's Christmas, right?
Exactly. 'Tis the season for you to get the fuck out of my house. Goodbye.
Trina, don't you talk to me like that. You bring your ass back here right now.
What a bum ass nigga. You
I
don't
know
do
you
shit
call
for
me
me.
a bum as long as I've been taking care of you. This is some
But
bitch
Alicia, you don't do shit for me. You don't
I
buy
do
nothing
everything
for
for
me.
you.
Take me out.
Your hair is
You
done because of
don't
me, and I'm about to pull that shit out.
You ain't gonna pull it out. I wish you
out. I know you ain't finna open my door. Open my door. Don't you drive my car.
Girl, we need to talk. Your man is a bum. This may come as a shock. Your man is a bum.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
This is blasphemy. This is madness. This is the proof.
All right, it's your boy Sinister One broadcasting live from the City of Champions, and I am here at the Brockton Beer Company, and it's actually trivia night here tonight out in the other room, but I'm in the new lounge area. Well, it's not actually new. They've always had the lounge area. But
The Empire Strikes Back.
Darth Vader. They're doing trivia. She's asking Star Wars questions.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Darth Vader. Oh my! I might have to yell that out. Oh my God. Oh my God! Come on now, that type of trivia. All right. I was listening to the questions. Big thanks to my listeners and viewers and guests last week. First Tuesdays, Kenneth Diesenhof and Robert Resnick of the Quarter. They were on with me tonight. Tonight I'm flying solo here at the Brockton Beer Company located on Main Street. We'll be closing out the season here next Friday night. Me, Vianna Marie, Travis Pontington. Looks like Maddie C is going to swing through on that day. Going to be doing some karaoke stuff, and it's going to be a good time. So you want to make sure you come down here next Friday night. Let me get into my sponsors: Michael Douglas Barretto, MDB Electronics. If you need your controller fixed, you got to get it taken care of. Michael Douglas Barretto Electronics. Send your controller out. You're back to gaming in 48 hours, 48 hours. 494,000 streams. Vianna Marie's It's Personal. Push those streams up. She's got an album coming out, Christmas album coming out. So make sure to support that. TacticalTargetSystems.com. Make sure to reach out to them to get those cool ass tactical target zombie targets that you see. I actually stopped at a new place in Easton, SDWL Sheepdog. It's in Easton, right on 138. It's right next door to Wendy's. We're going to try to get this guy to come on the show, actually come on the booth, actually try to get him to come on the Travis Partington show. This guy it's a veteran-owned business, and he does some serious stuff there. I like to go to the range and use the facilities there and, get some shooting in and some training in, but when you go to the range, there's no like situational training. This spot here is going to be doing situational type training, as you might see here in a trailer tonight. That's going to hit real close to home, to kind of where this country's kind of sometimes seems like it's headed, to be honest. And it's a real scary trailer. I'll be showing it to you in the entertainment booth. Also, ilovebostonsports.com. If you guys want to try to have a chance to win a t-shirt, it's right there in the chat. I see everybody in the chat. William Atwood's in the chat. Dougie's in the chat. What's going on, Dougie? Happy hour with little Kevin Jeffries. I thought I saw him. Oh, no. Kevin Jeffries is in here because they're going to have their talk tonight at 8 o'clock because it's actually Thursday night. But we got Homeland Heroes Salute Podcast. That's going to be coming to you guys in January. And then we also have Fubar Studios, which is Doug's show. And then we have tonight, right now, Travis Projecton will be going on at 8 o'clock. Travis Projecton will be going on at 8 o'clock. Vianna Marie, as you see pictured here, she's a model for Kimberly Ann's Empowerment Photography. And another sponsor of mine, Underwatch Protective Services, mobile foot patrols, armed guards, unarmed guards. If you need any type of security, please reach out to Underwatch Protective Services. Daryl Smith is the CEO. All right, let's get into the news booth. In the news booth here in the Brockton area, for those who don't know, the bat buses are free from now until May 31st. From now until May 31st, the bat buses are free. That's including the Ashmont bus. So if you wish to ride the bat bus for free, this is the time to do it. I'm actually been commuting in the morning and taking the Ashmont bus to South Station in the morning, and then taking the South Station taking the red line to South Station from Ashmont, and then taking the silver line to the silver line to where I work. Also here in the east side of Brockton, sad story here in Brockton. Freihofer's bakery outlet closed. For those who don't know, this is, everybody referred to this spot as the bread store. It's had a couple of different names, but it was the bread store. And as you can see on the picture there, all loaves of bread, all bread and stuff, everything there was, 89 cents. They had table talk pies. They had Entenmann stuff. They had all types of breads, all types of Syrian breads, all types of snacks and chips and things of that stuff at discounts. But one of the things that this business did for the city of Brockton is that they donated a ton. When I had my time with the Brockton Junior Boxers and I was on their board, and we started doing our own concessions every weekend for all of our games. This place donated all the bread, donated all the bread for our concessions. For those who don't know anything about youth sports and nonprofits, when you get and you have concessions in your youth sports, anything that you get for free is a plus, because the money you make is 200%. You're making money on top of money that you didn't have to put out. So one of the things that we used to host here in Brockton is the Pop Warner weigh-in for this area, which was every team in this area that was involved with Pop Warner would come here for the Master Weigh-in. The Master Weigh-in is like thousands of kids that come here to get weighed in from all over, and they would donate the bread for that day. They would put the bread aside. We would tell them, a month ahead of time. As soon as, to be honest, when the season would begin, the kids would hit the field practicing. We would definitely go down there and tell them the date. As soon as we got the date of the weigh-in, and tell them, hey, we need this, and they would start saving the bread for this event. They would save the bread, and that bread would be what they would give to us, and it would help out a lot. And then on game days, when we started doing concessions on game days and cooking burgers and hot dogs and stuff, we would go down 2 days before, put the order in. Sunday morning or Saturday morning before games, we would pick up those loaves of bread, and it helped out a lot. So I know it wasn't just us that they helped out. They helped out a lot of other churches, homeless shelters. So this is a huge loss to the city. I was kind of hoping that the city would have been able to help out, but there wasn't much time. From what I'm hearing is that it was given a 90-day notice. The rent was going up or whatever, and they had to close, so there really was no time. Someone had also posted in the post that they were actually still hiring people. to go to work there. Yeah, no, they weren't able to go to another location. They didn't have enough time to make that move. I had a friend of mine who owned a place called Burrito Wraps, and it was the same thing with him. Popeyes wanted that location, and they told him 90 days. You know, it's hard to find another place and get your place moved within 90 days. That's 90 days is a month and a half. To upend your business and move it's crazy. It's crazy. So my prayers go out to the workers and everybody there, because the workers really truly bent over backwards for this city. Really truly bent over backwards for this city. And when you see my post about it, you see all the love and everybody showing. I don't think there's ever been a post that I put up where 100% of the people on the post all agreed that this was a loss to the city of Brockton, a huge loss. I've seen a couple of politicians out here chiming in on it. I know Winthrop Farrell, he chimed in on it. Ray Hennison, who was running for a seat a couple of years ago, he chimed in on it. I'm trying to think who else. Michelle Dubois, I believe, chimed in. I think it was a lot of politicians had chimed in on it. And my question to them is, how can we know when this is going to happen and maybe try to help out? Like with Stop and Shop in Montello Street. Stop and Shop, we knew a year before this was going to happen. I had talked about it on my show that this was going to happen with the Stop and Shop on North Montello. And they were able, in that year or two's time, they were able to save Montello and keep that Montello Stop and Shop open. That's what happens if the city has enough time to get involved and help out. So it's a sad one. It's a sad one. But while one business closes, another business is going to open, even though it's not in Brockton. Braintree's major eyesore, Braintree's Motel 6 and Bickford's, if you guys know that area right there by Route 3, where the Route 3 Rotary is, the Motel 6 and that Bickford's that was there, that is about to become a Chick-fil-A. So that's a big win for Braintree. I'm kind of wondering how they're going to handle the traffic line there. Brockton is inside the mall, and that first month or so, Chick-fil-A was packed. Chick-fil-A was packed. That area right there where that's going to be located, that's not going to support that type of traffic there. Heading into that Route 3 to get on and off Route 3. That's going to be very interesting. So I want to know how they're going to handle the entrance and exit for Chick-fil-A when they get a chance. I'd love to see this, but it's been approved. It's coming. Demolition is supposed to begin in February on this location, and then they'll start building probably March or April or May to start building the Chick-fil-A there in Braintree, which will bring some competition, because right down the road from there is a Burger King, a Tennessee Barbecue, McDonald's, a couple other places, a Thai food restaurant and stuff like that. So adding a Chick-fil-A is going to be real nice, but it's going to be busy because that's going to be right off of Route 3, right off that Route 3 Rotary in Braintree. You've got the hospital there. You've also got the mall there. So good location. I agree with it. I think it's pretty cool. Also, month of November. One of the things I hate about November and December, it's the end of the quarter. What's going on, Andrew? I see Andrew out there just talking about the BJB, and it's funny, he pops up. Andrew was a long-time volunteer with BJB. He used to help me pick up a lot of the bread at the bread store. So what's going on? State Street Corporation, they laid off 1,500 people this week, and in Rhode Island, Hasbro laid off 1,100 people. It's tough. It's a tough time of year, because the reason why this happens is because the new quarter is beginning, and if you have to lay people off, this is the time that it has to be done. You have to get them gone and off the payroll before the new quarter begins, and it's kind of crappy. It's been that way forever. There's nothing like being laid off. I was laid off in November, and I saw it coming a mile away. I knew months ahead, and I actually asked my boss at that time. I said, "Hey, am I going to be getting laid off?" Because I was the last manager hired And I would be the first to go, and I was told, nope, you're all set, you don't have to worry about it. And then November came. It was the week before Thanksgiving. It was the week of Thanksgiving, and I got called in and was laid off. And it was like, it's horrible. It's tough. Yeah, you can collect unemployment. Yeah, you might get some severance pay, but a lot of people don't get all that stuff. And all of a sudden, guess what? If you're living check to check and you're laid off, you're not getting unemployment right away. It takes time for that to get in. It's just a sad thing. Sad thing. Also, in the news booth, if you own a GX4 Taurus, GX4. If you're in Massachusetts, you don't. The GX4 isn't mass compliant right now. So, unfortunately, outside of Mass, if you own a Taurus GX4, it's been recalled. There is an incident where if you drop your firearm, there is a possibility or a chance that firearm could discharge, which is pretty scary. Sig Sauer had that problem out of New Hampshire this year. With a certain police revolver, and they had several police revolvers go off. One was an off-duty officer, went off in her purse accidentally, and then there was another guy. They were going on a call. He was in like one of those SWAT trucks, and he had it on his leg holster, and they hit a pothole or something. And I guess it went off, and he shot himself in his leg or something. So SIG had a big recall on their firearm. I forget what model it was, but there was a big recall on that. So accidental discharge is a serious issue. So if you have a GX4 Taurus, or if you know somebody that has one outside of the Massachusetts area, let them know. They're going to turn it in. And like I said, I'm at the Brockton Beer Club. Well, Brockton Beer Company.
Which Shakespeare character said the fault
They got the hard cider, because I'm not a beer guy. But they have their cider, all their stuff here, they brew on site. And it's a great place to go to. In the legal booth, Mayor Wu's assistant is under fire. And Mayor Wu's under fire because it's her assistant. She put out a memo for an event, but tagged no whites in the event. So this was one of these events for coming up for the holidays, and it was elected colored officials. So they put this event together, and it was supposed to be only minorities. And in the memo, she put no whites. And she claims she accidentally sent it. No, you didn't accidentally. Here's my thing, people. Segregation is segregation. Doesn't matter how you look at it. Segregation is segregation. When you start eliminating people by color, it's still segregation. As minorities, we can't have our cake and eat that cake too. You know what I'm saying? You can't claim stuff to be unfair, then turn around and be unfair yourself. And when you see this trailer for this movie Civil War, you'll see why I say it's hitting close to home. It's kind of scary, because my problem here is that, you know, if there was to ever be some type of civil war, if there was ever to be something like that happening, you know, I feel that the key here is that minorities and people of all colors will have to unify to win a war of that type, to win a civil war. So to be honest, you're going to need those white allies who support you and support your cause, are going to help you win ignorance and racism. Remember, white silence is just as bad as the violence. So when you have white people who speak up in your defense, and white people who would show up to an event such as this in support, those are the people that you need. So by saying no whites and turning people away who would have probably shown up and shown you support is ignorant. Again, it's still segregation. And I know there's some black people out there and be like, well, you know, this. Look, it's still segregation. And I can speak on it because I'm one of the first kids who was bused to Brighton from Roxbury. So I know all about segregation, and I know the damage and things that it can cause and do to you. So I don't agree with this. Some people are asking for Mayor Wu to step down. I'm not sure how much Mayor Wu knew about this. It's her assistant that put this memo out for an event. So I don't know how much Mayor knew about it, but we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, segregation is still segregation. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Also, in the legal booth, Oxford school shooter, Mr. Ethan Crumbley, life without parole. And here's the funny thing, I talk about a lot of school shootings. I talk about mental illness and mental health being some of the reasons for this cause. And we talked about this on the show, me and my legal guys. And when we talked about this Ethan Crumbley case, I squared. When I brought up the whole mental defense and, this kid had mental issues, I Squared kind of knocked it down and blew it out of the water, because I Squared had felt there were some things in this case that showed that he was mentally capable of what he did. He knew what he was doing. And that's kind of what this case came down to. At the end of the day, Ethan Crumbley was aware of his actions. He was aware of what he was doing. He premeditated what he was doing. So this is why he got a life sentence, and he couldn't play that he had previous mental illness issues, blah, blah, blah. The other issue here to keep your eye on now is the parents, because the parents were the ones that bought him the firearm when they knew that he was having issues. They should have never purchased the firearm for him, but yet they did. So the parents have been charged. Their court case is ongoing. We're going to see what happens here, because he got the book thrown at him. So now let's see if they're going to set the example and do the same to the parents. We'll see. In the entertainment booth, rest in peace, Ryan O'Neal, 82 years old. If you guys remember the movie Love Story, that's where he made his kind of debut, and then Ryan O'Neal became this humongous sex symbol during the late 70s and into the 80s. Ryan O'Neal, I remember my mom was a big fan of Ryan O'Neal. He passed away at 82 years old. And another shocker last week, man, Andre Braugher, 61 years old, passed away. This is a guy, remember when Homicide first came on? And you saw him on this show. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw him perform and act for the first time, I was like, this ninja's getting an Emmy. This ninja is getting an Emmy. He came on the scene on NBC and he killed it. Everybody was talking about this dude. Everybody was giving him acting praise. You knew this dude was something special. And just when you thought you saw it all from him as an actor, he took this role on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the comedy. I'm a big fan of comedies with intelligence. I like those intelligent comedies like Community, Arrested Development. I like those type of comedies where you got to kind of like think sometimes. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is one of those. He played the captain of the precinct, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but he was a black gay captain. He was this gay captain, and he played this role. If you haven't seen him play this role and play this show, man, oh man, oh man, it's a great gig. It's one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in a comedy. I'm just letting you know that. So rest in peace, Andre Braugher. Sad to see him gone. Norma, what's going on? I see you in the chat. Norma Medina, thank you for joining us for the show. Also here in Boston, in the entertainment booth, this picture here is Jelly Roll with rapper Joyner Lucas. Jelly Roll had his show this past weekend in the Boston area. And Joyner Lucas was on the side of the stage, and Jelly Roll shouted him out and gave him his flowers. And I just want to mention that, that's Jelly Roll is country music's biggest star right now. He just took home the CMA's Best New Artist of 2023. 2023. And here's the thing, people. There was a time when country music wouldn't even bat an eyelash at a guy like Jelly Roll for country music. They wouldn't have even touched him. They wouldn't have even had him at the CMAs. They wouldn't even allow his music on a country music station. Trust and believe me. So Jelly Roll is changing the whole narrative. He's one of those guys that's adding to changing narratives in genres of music. he gave his props to Join the Lucas, and I just want to say the reason why I post this and the reason why I cover this as a news story is because we still have a lot of people here in Boston, in the Boston music scene, who you see them on Facebook and whatever, and they're talking crap about Join the Lucas and saying Join the Lucas ain't from Boston. I'm tired of hearing about him because he's from Worcester and blah blah blah. And then they say the same thing about Millie's. Millie's is from Cambridge, bro. That's not Boston. We're from Boston. We should be getting our shine. Bro, you're all from the same place. If one of y'all are from Massachusetts and Eaton, you all should be Eaton and all should be supporting. You're all from Massachusetts, you knuckleheads. Knuckleheads. I don't get it sometimes, and it's that same crab in the barrel mentality that's out there, and why nobody really can succeed, because everybody's stepping on each other's fingers to cross over their heads while going up the ladder instead of helping them out and putting a helping hand out there. When Join the Lucas came back home, and to shoot this video, he got a lot of love. He got a lot of love this time when he opened up his Froyo. He got a lot of love, but I remember when he first came back to shoot a video and everybody was hating on Join the Lucas. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go out here and do a video with Mark Wahlberg now. and put it in their face. So I love the fact of what he's doing. I love the fact that country music, Jelly Roll is acknowledging him, because Jelly Roll ain't coming here and bringing some of y'all local rappers up on the stage and acknowledging you guys. So shut up, sit down. Sit down. And also in the entertainment booth, the E3 is no more. Most of you probably don't know what the E3 is. Mostly only geeks like us who game and stuff. We know what the E3 is. The E3 is the big electronic entertainment expo that used to take place every year. And you used to see all the new games would be unveiled, all the new systems would be unveiled, all the new televisions and things of that sort would be unveiled. And what happened is with a lot of these shows, what has happened with a lot of these shows now, COVID hit. And when COVID hit, people started to rethink how they did the shows where they unveiled things. And, at E3, it's about the freebies that you get. It's about all the things you get. It's about all the things you can show off. But after E3, a lot of your major companies like Xbox, PlayStation, Sony PlayStation, a lot of these companies that have all these things, Apple's another one, they have realized that there's really no need to spend all this money on an expo platform. You gotta rent your vendor's booth for all this money for the week. You gotta fly all your people in for the week. Why do we do that? We just rent one place and then we stream it. Like Apple. Apple brings their guy out, Steve Jobs, what's his name there now? They bring him out and then they put him on the stage and then they unveil everything on YouTube. Yeah, they have a few people there in the audience, but at the end of the day, the bigger number of the people watching are the people they stream it to. Sony and Xbox, both of them, last year, they both backed out and they both did both their unveilings online. They said, you know what? Everybody usually likes to see them going toe-to-toe on the stage and who's going to unveil what and who's going to unveil this. But then they decided it's easier and it saves us more money, and we control the narrative of what we want the people to see. We don't have failures of things happen. So I think expos are kind of, I think they're going by the wayside. I think expos are kind of going by the wayside. I think you're still going to see the car shows. Cars are one thing that you gotta people want to sit in, people want to put their hands on it, people want to drive it, people want to do whatever. Car show expos are still going to be here, but I think things like E3s, phones, all that little stuff, I think it's going by the wayside. Things that you don't want to put your hands on can go by the wayside. So we'll see that. Also, speaking of gaming, oh man, one of the most anticipated games of 2023, the day after or the day before. We've been seeing this game in its making. They had put down deposits. You could take deposits over Steam, and The game came out. It was an absolute mess. Absolute mess. 4 days later, the studio shut down. They said they're going to honor everybody's money, give everybody's money back, but this game was second to possibly Starfield as being one of the best games of 2023. It's going to now be historic as one of the biggest flops of 2023 and maybe gaming history. Also, in the entertainment booth, here's the trailer I was talking about, this movie Civil War, which the major star actress in this movie is Kristen Dunst. We haven't seen her in a minute. The premise of this movie is that she's a press reporter. She's covered all these wars in all these different countries, and then Civil War breaks out here in America. And now she's assigned to cover Civil War while on the run with her family, from what it looks like in the trailer. So here's the trailer right here. I'm going to show you guys the trailer for Civil War. Here it is.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America.
The so-called Western forces of Texas and California
have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
We're moving to D.C. today.
We need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death. Blooded.
Every time I survived a war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay?
Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
Oh my God.
Get in the car! Get in the car! Move, move, move!
You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go, 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 go!
God bless America.
All right, that was Civil War, and that trailer was presented by A24. It's a new movie studio that's been out. They put a lot of movies. They've been locking it down, and they're also Christmas Day, I believe. The Iron Claw is an A24 film. They've been pretty much killing it. It's good stuff, real thought-provoking stuff. Civil War. I'm looking to see that film. Definitely looking to see that film. Wow, all my stuff reset here. What's going on here? Let me just get back to where we're supposed to be. Godzilla -1, Critics' Choice Award for Best Foreign Award nomination. I agree with that. I already said that. I already said when we talked about this trailer and this new movie, I already said the whole thought process of this movie was insane. And now we're seeing a Godzilla movie in Japan that took Best Director in Japan at their awards, at the equivalent to the Academy Awards. Best Director. Now we're headed into award season. Godzilla Minus One was extended its period to be seen in the movie theater. It's great. Bill Atwood says in the chat, looks good, but don't see Texas and California ever agreeing on anything. Well, Texas and California supposedly is where it's gonna where they come out. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be real interesting. I wanna check it. I want to check it out. It's a very interesting film. Godzilla Minus One is, even though it's nominated for Best Foreign Award nomination. I'm getting tongue tied here. No, I haven't had too many ciders. Even though it's nominated for a Critics' Choice Award, that's the start of it. That's the start of the awards. And guess what? Godzilla Minus One has also been nominated as a finalist for the 2024 Oscars for Best Visual Effects, which I'm gonna tell you something right now. Tough competition for the Oscars for Best Visual Effects. Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a ton of movies out there that it's going up against. If you're on that Oscar committee, and if I'm on the Oscar committee and I had to make a decision, my vote is going for Godzilla Minus One. It's going for Godzilla Minus One. You know why? Because the story about Godzilla Minus One, when you look at the visual storytelling of this film, the movie cost $15 million to make. $15 million. The director who was hired to do this movie was asked to do the Godzilla movie in 2007. And he had felt that he couldn't do what he wanted with CGI the way he wanted to do it back in 2007. So he turned down the offer to do what he had said was something he had wanted to do forever, was to make a Godzilla movie. In 2022, he decided that CGI had gotten to a point where he can utilize it and make the best Godzilla movie that's probably ever been put on camera, on screens. And I'll tell you this, it is hands down the best Godzilla movie that I've ever seen in my lifetime. The storyline in my lifetime. The storyline is crazy. It's one of these movies, fellas. You could ask your girl to go with you, and I'll tell you right now, your girl's gonna be caught off guard. She's gonna like this movie. She's gonna like this movie. This movie's crazy. This movie's crazy. And when it hits the streaming site, look, the craziness hasn't even begun, because there's a lot of people here that, they're gonna wait for Godzilla to hit the streaming sites. And I'm gonna tell you right now, don't. This Godzilla, there's certain movies that you need to see in IMAX. There's certain movies you gotta see on the big screen to capture the impact of the film, to capture everything about the movie. Godzilla Minus One is one of them movies that need, like Infinity Wars, Avengers Infinity War series. It had to be seen on the big screen. It was great. It's great watching it at home. I still almost shed a tear when I hear, on your left. It's still great watching at home, but Godzilla Minus One has to be seen in the theater. It has to, because you're gonna watch it at home. And granted, there's some big TVs out there right now. Best Buy's got a 98-inch screen TV right now for $2,000 for Christmas on sale. $2,000 for a 98. That's a big TV. But you got to see Godzilla in IMAX on the big screen. The movie is just incredible. There are some nods to American movies that he was a fan of, and it's done right. It's not stealing. He does it right. He gives his nods and he does it right. And it doesn't surprise me that this movie is going to be nominated for an Oscar for Best Visual Effects. I'd like to see it take an Oscar for Best Foreign Film, to be honest. That's kind of where I'm at with this right now. That Godzilla Minus One is that good. It's that damn good. In the sports booth, Big congrats to the Dorchester Eagles taking home the Pop Warner title down there in Florida. Dorchester Eagles are coming back here. They've got their parade. I believe the parade is going to be Saturday. If you go to the Dorchester Eagles website or Dorchester Eagles Facebook page, the parade route is there and how you can watch and how you can support. These guys are going to be on the trolley and go around town and be able to show off that Pop Warner championship. So once again, big congrats to the Dorchester Eagles for taking home that Pop Warner national title. It's a big thing. It's a big thing for the Northeast Pop Warner team to take home that title, because when you go down south, Pop Warner's a bigger thing. It's a bigger thing, man. So to see a Northeast team take home that Pop Warner title, I'm proud. Good luck to them. Also in the sports booth, Patriots beat the Steelers 21-18. And, you know, I got my man Jose on my page talking about Bailey Zappi's the truth and all this stuff. Bailey Zappi ain't crap, bro. Bailey Zappi's still throwing with a 40% passer rate. He's completed 40% of his passes. He only threw 2 downfield that completed. The rest of his passes are all screen passes and dump passes. You know, the running game was big again, but we lost from Andre Stevenson. But still, Zeke Elliott ran the ball well. The key here is the defense. Since week 9, the Patriots have been the number 1 defense in the NFL. The number 1 defense in the NFL since week 9. It's crazy. And that's without Christian Gonzalez, and that's without Matt Judon. So imagine where this defense would be with them 2 in the lineup. Scary situation. Also, Tom Curran put a report out. He said that the Crafts have already moved on from Belichick. They made up their mind after the loss in Germany to the Colts. Tom Curran's putting this out. Bro, your career's on the line right now, bro. If the Crafts don't get rid of Belichick and retain him for another year, man, oh man, Tom Curran is going to have to answer. But there are some things that I'm going to say that might have been a hint that Belichick is gone. And if you watched the Army-Navy game, which was incredible. Our Army-Navy game was incredible this past weekend. They interviewed Bob Kraft. And Bob Kraft was, he gave his interview, he did his talk, and then at the end of that interview, there was some loose mentions. Somebody said, yeah, you got a tough decision to make at the end of this season. You can look it up. It's probably somewhere out there on YouTube. Somebody probably put it out there. But somebody said, yeah, you got a tough decision to make at the end of the season. And then somebody said, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. And he's like, yeah, there's some decisions to make. That's what kind of Kraft was saying. When you look at that and look what was said, I know what the sportscasters were talking about. The sportscasters were probably talking about the fact that he's going to fire Belichick. And that's what they meant by we wouldn't want to be in your shoes. This is a guy that gave you 6 championships, and now you're going to fire him. It's interesting. It's an interesting situation. If you look at everybody online and everybody who's an armchair quarterback and everybody who's an armchair GM and everybody who's an armchair head coach out there, they all think it's real easy to fire him. They all think it's real. If you ask 90% of the people on Facebook, they can fire him easy. And that's what aggravates me, because Patriots fans, y'all spoiled. Let's be real. Y'all spoiled. I was a season ticket holder when nobody was going to Patriots games. Y'all are super spoiled. Super spoiled. Y'all are crying about 3 years. 3 years. Let's really look at the 3 years. The first year of those 3 years was under COVID. The schedule was a mess. Tampa Bay got lucky that they won the Super Bowl title during COVID. They realistically had no business winning the Super Bowl, but they hit teams at the right time, teams that players missing because of COVID, and Tampa Bay was at the right place at the right time. They took home the championship title. Okay, yes. That whole entire season should be an asterisk for everybody. You had teams whose games were flexed to different days. You had teams who were taking bye weeks when they should. It was crazy, okay? It was crazy. So you really can't hold that against Mac Jones. That COVID year was horrible. That COVID year was horrible. You had Cam Newton here. It was horrible. And then he had a defensive coordinator for an offensive coordinator. That was horrible for an entire season. So just stop. Some of you Patriots fans, just stop. You're doing too much. Too much. Also in the sports booth, Coach Prime. Y'all was talking a lot. There's a lot of people out there talking smack about Coach Prime and how he didn't finish above 500 and how he only had 4 wins, and they're all talking smack. And first of all, a majority of you people only had him getting 2 wins this season. He already did more for Colorado than everybody had thought he was going to do, number one. Number two, they didn't care about the wins in Colorado. They weren't caring about the wins. What's happening right now in that player portal that they have out there for all these players to commit to schools, it wasn't about the money. It's about bringing people to Colorado, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it not just in their football program. It's going down the screen. So it's one of them things that you got to realize. He's doing exactly what Colorado wanted. Here's why. He utilized the portal to get 5 offensive linemen, which was the biggest problem. From day one, even in Jackson State, when he was asked about Jackson State going up against Bama, he said, I don't have that meat up front. I don't have that beef up front. He said that. I don't have that beef up front. And it was the same with Colorado. I don't have that beef up front. I gotta get protection. That's why he went with speed. That's why he went with what he went with that first year, to try to keep them in games by using speed. Here's an example of what he has gotten in the portal. Tyler Johnson plays for University of Houston. Tyler Johnson is now committed to go to Colorado next season. He is a guard. He is one of 2 guards who's going to protect Shedeur Sanders next season. This kid in his college career has taken 890 career pass block snaps. You know how many sacks he's allowed? Well, if you're reading this, you see it, but 2. Out of 890 pass blocks, 2 sacks. That's just one guard. They've got 5 linemen they got through that portal. We're going to see a whole different Colorado next year. In the Biden bombshells, we're at 7:46. Hunter Biden's headed back to court, just like we said. We talked about this on the show. Hunter Biden was headed back to court because they had a disagreement over the gun charges, the prosecution and the defense, the way that those charges were supposed to be lobbied against him. They were supposed to be kept separate. They originally was not supposed to include the gun charges, and we talked about this on the show. You can go back and you can look it up and see what was going on. And R Squared said it. He said that they're going to pull the charges back. Everything's going to be redone and everything's going to be resubmitted, and you're going to see those tax evasion charges go through, which is what he should really answer for. Sure enough, this exactly happened the way it went down. He's going to be hit with those tax charges, and the gun charges are back as it should, so they can try them the correct way that they wanted to charge them. Also, in the Biden bombshells, there's some Navy people and Air Force people who are being reprimanded right now. There were some UFO documents leaked that confirms. Why are we doing this in 2023? Why? That confirms UFOs crashed in Roswell, and that the U.S. government actually made contact with aliens in Roswell. This is documents that were leaked by military people. Why are we having this now? Now, here's the funny thing. I remember watching it wasn't the Discovery Channel back then. It was another name. I think it was a History Channel. I remember watching the thing on the History Channel about 10 years ago. They talked about the stealth bomber. Now, if you guys remember in the military, The big plane was the F-14, the F-15, the F-4 Phantoms, and the F-17s. I was a big plane buff. The F-14, the F-15, you know, those were the planes. Those were the planes that everybody flew. Then all of a sudden, they came out with this B-117 bomber, stealth bomber, and it had the matte black coloring. It wasn't able to be picked up on radar. It hit speeds that nobody had seen. It maneuvered in a way for its look that it shouldn't maneuver. One of the biggest rumors about that first stealth bomber, one of the rumors was that stealth bomber technology was reverse engineered from the UFO that crashed in Roswell in the 50s and 60s. Late 50s, early 60s. That was a rumor. That had been a long-standing rumor that they had reverse engineered what crashed in Roswell, and some of the stuff that's in that plane that was so far ahead of its time was where it came from. That was a rumor for the longest time. I used to tell people that, and you looked at that, and you were like, yeah, it was, because when that plane came out, it looked nothing like what American jet fighters look like. So it's interesting to see these come out. I don't know why in 2023 we have to have all these documents and stuff like that. If you guys are in the chat, if you can answer why you think all this stuff is pertinent now for us, because this is like a whole disaster movie. It's like a whole disaster movie. But again, great stuff. I got to thank everybody for tuning in the show with me, and it's good stuff hanging out. I don't know if I put my outro banners on here. Let me see if I put my outro banners on. This weekend, so you want to make sure to come and hang out with us there. We're also going to be here next Friday night. Going to be locking it down, and that's it. I hope to see you guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us. Going to be wrapping up the show. I want to thank Brockton Beer Company for allowing me to come down here and do the show live. I really didn't promote it much, because I really want everybody to show up on the 22nd. Come down, hang out with us, and show up. And it's going to be good stuff. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in, hang out in the chat. 7:50. I think I might kick off a little early. I got this cider I got to finish up. Good stuff. But I think I'm going to go home, get on a little Xbox at 7:51. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to hope everybody has a good holiday. We're going to definitely see you on the 22nd. Hopefully we see people out there on the 16th. And if you're here for Brockton Beer, I'm going to talk about their fall menu real quick. They have a fall food menu. So they change their menu up all the time. So I want to just talk about, they got some nice fresh hand-cut fries here. They're homemade chip fries, bone-in wings, boneless rings. They've got different flavors. But right now they've got this oxtail poutine. Oh my god! I had the oxtail poutine 2 weeks ago when I came in here. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man! And now they've got these on the menu for the fall. They got these birria chicken egg rolls. I might have to try that. They got pork belly adobo bao buns, pork belly burnt ends, oxtail heroes, Caesar salad, arugula salad, and their Greek village salad. But you got to come down here. They got hot dogs, special hot dogs, Mr. Gloves, the Miller, hot and bothered. The burgers are bomb. When me and Maddie C came here, we had the burgers. I had a guacamole burger at that time. That was the summer special. That was when the season was just kicking off for football. And I had like this guacamole burger that was on point. But right now they've got cheeseburger, but they've got all these different cheeses. They got Gouda, they got blue, they got brie, they got all these different cheese. They got a house-made blue beer cheese. They got the hot and bothered burger, which has the beer cheese, the hot pepper relish, bacon, and pickles. They've got the black and blue burger, which is Cajun seasoned, topped with blue cheese, compound butter, caramelized onion, and pickles. And then they have the IPA chimichurri cheeseburger with cotija cheese, mesclun greens, onions, tomatoes, house pickles on a toasted brioche. And then they've got their BBC burger, which is incredible. So come on down, check these guys out. 753 Brockton Beer Company, located on Main Street. And it's your boy Sinister One of the booth. Getting ready to get out of here, getting ready to wrap up. It's good stuff. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for being in the chat. And we're going to be here next Friday night. So no booth on Tuesday. Last booth of the year is here Friday night. I really want everybody to come out and hang out with us and have a good time. But with that being said, SpongeBob, do me a favor. Take us home.
To the booth on Hoobazoo and HatcherRadio.com. Please follow the Facebook page and subscribe to the podcast at Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. The Booth is a Sinister One production hosted by Sinister One.
I've got to start hanging out with friends that are a little more intelligent and understand politics and stuff. It's just that I'm up on this level up here, and all my friends are down here. Me, nah. You guys, nah. Maybe a little more down in here. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I smoke, I drink, I do my thing. These bitches hating, so you know I got to make it plain. Don't do cocaine, but your chick, my main. We stick together, true forever, yeah, you know we bang. I miss those days, which was easy. If only I made it, keep this shit on repeat. Now that I done upgraded, I've been upstate, but y'all think I'm playing. And I got a hit now for these weak ass hoes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing, cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip, I don't need that shit, cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, cause on everything, I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
WHOOBAZOO, that's Hoobazoo.com. WHOOBAZOO.com.